What TV show never had a decline in quality? Everybody loves Hypnotoad. All glory to the Hypnotoad. All hail and glory to the Hypnotoad. No way. That's a terrible sh. All glory to the Hypnotoad. This or all my circuits. I understand the argument for single female lawyer, but I feel like the production value plummeted, and in general it was kinda so-so. Way to overact, Zoidberg. All hail Hypnotoad. This show has been going downhill since Season 3. Twilight Zone, the original black and white. Season 4 made the switch to hour-long episodes, which was a big mistake and a huge drop in quality. My favorite series of all time. I've seen all the episodes numerous times, and even though I know the ending is coming, I still get goosebumps on quite a few of them because it's always so powerful. The one season where they did hour-long episodes, by common consensus, was a falling off. Serling and the other writers had gotten so used to telling stories in 22 minutes that they seemed to get lost when they had more time to work with, adding a lot of scenes that seemed to be just padding to each episodes. A truly spectacular show. My favorite episode might be the one where the little girl falls through a portal to some alternate/higher dimension. The first thing the parents did was call a fucking physicist to help, and I'll always love that. Lol. The Simpsons version of it is also great. That's real good. You like the Twilight Zone, Anthony? That's real good. My dad and I watch the marathon that's on every year on New Year's Day. Core memory with a great show. Rod Serling, a legend lost to us way too young, age 50. Fun facts: he co-wrote the original Planet of the Apes and was responsible for the surprise ending. He also served as a paratrooper in the Philippines during World War II and after the war, flight-tested parachutes and ejection seats. Excellent interview with Mike Wallace. Rod Serling would have disagreed. He wasn't fond of the later seasons. I love them, so I'm there with you, but Serling apparently had a specific vision. Then came Night Gallery. Good stuff. Writer of the Number 12 Looks Just Like You episode must have had a vision about Kardashians and their fans. Jokes apart, but for someone to come up with that story when plastic surgery wasn't even a thing was amazing. And now I look, every second celebrity and or influencers have started looking the same thanks to the huge butt, big boobs and even bigger lips. Eye of the Beholder is my most favorite episode. I had butterflies in my stomach earlier today cause I was thinking about a stop at Willoughby, the train conductor saying Willoughby. Willoughby. One of the many haunting episodes. Love the original series. It has my heart. Some of the best stories ever told. This Old House. My dad would watch this when I was a kid. I'd complain and say how lame it was, but damn if I didn't end up sitting there and watching the whole thing every time. Just a real show. Remember the New Yankee Workshop? It ran along with This Old House if I remember right. The Joy of Painting. R.I.P. Bob Ross. You can actually see him get better through the episodes. He was never a master at painting, he was a master at explaining how to paint to the average Joe. Bob Ross. The Kowalskis deserve to burn in hell for what they have done to that man's legacy. Every living member of that family should be drawn and quartered, if not for the fact that it would upset that saint of a man. Blackadder. I'm scared, sir. Still so powerful how they could sew a complete 180 degrees from comedy to tear-jerkingly serious in 3 words. Absolutely. It just got better and better, with Series 1 being fairly mediocre before they struck gold with the format from Series 2. The Series 4 finale where they go over the top is the best series finale go any show ever. So emotional. Faulty Towers. The kitchen is on fire. It was too short to decline. Manual. Old British sitcoms are so damn good, and because there are generally so few episodes of each, the quality shines all the brighter. I speak English very good. I learn it from a book. Every time I see that moose talking I nearly fall out of my chair, I'm laughing so hard. The Germans is one of the single funniest TV episodes of all time, across every show ever. Malcolm in the Middle stayed pretty tried and true. That last season got pretty dark, but it was still good. I really hated it when Francis left the ranch emo. On this Thanksgiving weekend, let us remember how WKRP in Cincinnati maintained excellence through all 4 seasons. Turkeys away. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. When I learned turkeys could fly at work, my coworker showed me the skit and I still love it. It's like the turkeys organized a counterattack. I was just thinking about Venus Flytrap teaching me about the atom earlier today. What show is this? I came to this thread for show recommendations. This comment chain of just inside jokes is not helping. The Humanity. The Drinking or Reaction Time episode is absolute gold. That show was only 4 seasons? They must have reran the shit out of it in the following decade. Stargate SG-1. It was a show that knew what it was, as proven by 100 and 200. So disrespectful to Wormhole Extreme. I'm still waiting for Stargate Universe to follow up on their 4-year suspended animation situation. As to the whole series, why abandon such a richly developed premise like Stargate? Star Trek keeps on renewing, Stargate deserves at least the same treatment. The Bob Newhart Show. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Fight me. Nobody would fight you on this. Mr. Rogers wouldn't want us to. A show for tots with A-list guests like Yo-Yo Ma. Amazing. Fleabag. Fleabag. I look like a pencil. A rare show that was even better in its final season. God, I love season 2. Do I have a massive asshole? DBF, it is only 2 seasons and very short ones at that. But I agree, and it makes you wanting for more, although I can't really think of a good reason for it to continue. MASH. It only got better. Yep, MASH changed tack after S3, and even after that it did a great job flipping between glib and serious just between episodes, especially in the middle seasons, although veering more towards the latter later on. While I do think the last season or 2 lost a lot of the charm that the rest of the series had in spades, its objective quality never took a real hit, and they went out on top. What a great show. My favorite scene is when Radar gives Kyle Potter the horse. Some people hated it when Alan Alda got more control over it and did things like stop making Margaret a laughingstock, but I thought it remained great throughout. Pro tip: buy the DVD set. There is an option to mute the stupid laugh track. The show goes from great to amazing. Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It maintained a standard. It was always absolute horse shit from the start and never improved. Can't go down when you start at rock bottom. Mindhunter. Yeah. Awesome show. I was so pissed when they pulled the plug on it. The Golden Girls. There are a few wonky episodes to be sure, empty nests basically, but otherwise it's an amazing show and I really do look up to all 4 of the main actors. Every once in a while I try and think of how a Golden Girls reboot could happen, or the same type of concept at least. It makes me feel a little sad because I really can't imagine a show like that ever being greenlit again, and I can't imagine a set of actresses that would fit so well those roles. Sopranos. Quasimodo predicted all of this. Sopranos. I expected this to be higher up. I will admit, I don't like the final season as much as maybe season 2, but the show is excellent throughout and I never skip any episodes/seasons upon rewatch. Wow, took me a while to find this one. What I chose as well. Whether you agreed with their creative choices or not, the characters were so compelling and you could never be complacent. BC, they'd always surprise you. One of my faves. Frankly, I'm depressed and ashamed this is so low. Woke up this morning. No joke, this show was so good and felt so real that I had my first panic attack, and it could be from other life-related things, but I've always chalked it up to that damn show cause I was binge-watching at that moment in my life. The Sopranos is like a finely crafted novel. You can feel the shift at the beginning of season 4 where it's pretty much the beginning of the end for Tony. Instead of maneuvering to get ahead, he's starting to maneuver to stay out of prison and not be killed. It's a brilliant show that holds up so well in repeat viewing. This is way too far down. Greatest show of all time.
Having a main character on a TV show be capable of murder whilst retaining likable qualities was mind-blowing to audiences at the time, though we might take it for granted nowadays. Avatar: The Last Airbender. The filler episodes were on par with the storyline episodes. That show shaped my teenage years. The episode where Iroh honors his late son makes me fucking cry every single time, and I don't even have children.
Gave us some really iconic characters like Uncle Iroh, Zuko, Toph, Sokka, Aang and Appa and Momo and Azula, also the Cabbage Guy. The IT Crowd. Did someone email us about a fire? So it's a gay musical, called Gay. Well, have you tried turning it off and on again? Peter File. Did you see that ludicrous display last night? A show I'd comfortably watch with a German cannibal. I'm disabled. A fire? At a Sea Parks? Gravity Falls. I'm surprised I haven't seen this. Edit, I mean that I haven't seen this in the comments of the post, not the show. I've seen the entire show multiple times. It just got better. Not What He Seems had me shook when it first aired. Hands down one of the best series finales I've seen in a long time, just wish there had been more seasons. I have a 10-year reunion fanfic I'm writing in my head now. Mary Tyler Moore. Dick Van Dyke. MASH. Carol Burnett. Bluey. I love this show. I'm 17 and have a 4-year-old sister. That's the only show I can watch with her and have fun with. Agreed, it's an excellent show based in my hometown. Yes. As a parent of a 2-year-old, this show has been a saving grace. I can only take so much cocoa, melon. Yes. I am so glad our daughter loves Bluey. It's so good. The art is great, the animation is on point, and the storytelling is unmatched. The Good Place. The writers knew exactly what they wanted to do it, they did it, and didn't linger any longer, even though it was surely successful enough that they could have gotten more seasons if they'd wanted to milk it. I just finished a full rewatch and I have to say, it gets better every time you watch it because you notice more of the little details. You can really tell that the writers planned it out well. The one thing I really hate about most TV shows is that they get really good and really popular and the network and writers get addicted to the cash and don't know when to quit. It's why so many good TV shows end up being shit. But The Good Place is not one of them. They said what they needed to say, wrapped it all up, and didn't ruin an otherwise perfect show. The wave becomes the ocean. Every season finale seemed like they'd written themselves into a corner. They couldn't continue what they'd been doing because of the way they ended it, and most shows, most writers, can't change direction and keep up the quality. But they did it. Every damn time. 90-degree turn, and keep on trucking. Amazing. At the end of each season, I found myself asking okay, but how are they going to keep it going now? And they did. Flight of the Conchords. Brett, you got it going on. What kind of rapping name is Steve? Breaking Bad. Literally the only show I've watched where every season is better than the last. And it only got better that they wrote an additional 66 episodes off of a seemingly throwaway nonsensical line from Season 2. Avatar, The Last Airbender. 10 out of 10 from beginning to end. This gets better each season and has one of the best finales I've ever seen for a TV show. No from Wiki. I want to watch it, heard good things, but am not sure what version people are talking about. Schitt's Creek. Have not seen a show grow so much, and call it right at its peak. They really stuck the landing. Rewatching it right now for probably the 10th time. Patrick and David are just getting to know each other. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down.